Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. So glad to be back with you guys for another great episode of the All Rookie Podcast. On today's episode, it was a very big day for the draft, the incumbents, because it is a major withdrawal deadline. Not the last one, but a major one. So today we got to see a lot of names drop out of the draft, mainly second rounders. I mean, consensus wise, for me, everyone was pretty much a second rounder that dropped out today. And it was some surprises, some guys that were expected, and also a lot of no news is good news. You know, sometimes when these things happen, you hear about some withdrawals that are, lingering, and you might hear them tomorrow, but the deadline has officially passed. It is midnight on Wednesday. So technically Thursday morning right now as I'm recording this. But there will be some few stragglers that might come along about players that have withdrawn. But let's get straight to it like it's nothing to it. Like I said, players have decided to enter their names in the draft. And today/last night was the deadline if they want to return to college and keep their eligibility. So names that withdrew. I'm going to mention two guys from earlier that withdrew at the first deadline. Thomas Hall from Florida and Braylon Mullins. Those were pretty much the only two first rounders that have withdrawn for me. But as of today, I'm going to recommend order from best to worst, highest ranked to lowest ranked, big name players that withdrew from the NBA draft. My 36th ranked prospect was Andres Stojakovic. That's right. Peja Stojakovic's son, Andres Stojakovic, the 6'7" from Illinois. He's a really good player. He only averaged 13.5 points, had 4.5 boards, not many other stats, but shot 50% from the field, 24% from three. And he's 21 years old. Now, that 24% from three stands out because his dad is one of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. Andres can shoot pretty well. Kind of weird that he's at 24%. I'm thinking that's the main reason he went back, and because he didn't get guarantees that he was looking for, and the NIL, of course. So like I said, my 36th ranked prospect, for some people, he was their 56th ranked prospect. I don't know, but let me tell you something about Andres Stojakovic. Very good post movement for a guard/forward, quick release on his shot, but he absolutely has to shoot it better. If he can't get his percentages up, he won't play in the NBA. He has a really nice handle, can create for himself and get to the rack, needs more polish, but he can be really good. Has a nice form, really good shot when it's within 20 feet. And I think he just needs to get his confidence up from three. He really can do everything you want from a small forward, really good slasher and driver to the rack when he is determined to get a basket. He's a little loose with the ball when going right, much better at going left. One more year of college and he's a potential star. He may get that development in the G League or learning on the fly in the NBA, but he is definitely an NBA player. His potential is exciting. And of course, we mentioned his dad, one of the greatest shooters ever, so you expect those shooting percentages to get better. He only played 26 minutes per game, so I'm sure his stats would be better if he played more. Is he Jake LaRavia? I think he is. If he would have entered the draft right now, he's as good as Jake LaRavia. And so with another season under his belt, that can only improve, and he should be a first rounder next year if he makes those steps. So that was Andres Stojakovic, my 36th ranked prospect, withdrew from the class. 37th ranked prospect, Ruben Chinliu, 6'11" big man from Florida, averaged 11 points, 11 boards, a steal and a block per game. Really good forward. Very strong big that can move his feet at an elite level. He can stay with point guards and disrupt or stop them and maintain them, which is pretty impossible for most 6'11" players to do. Great rim protector, even though he had only one block per game. But he never really just sat in the paint. He's always on the move trying to guard everybody. So when he's in the NBA, if he gets more minutes, he should be able to get more blocks per game. He's a great rebounder, averaged double-double, like I said, runs the floor extremely well and hard. True hard worker, great for his position. He mainly is going to score off rebounds and getting great position down low. Good screen setter, can actually dribble a little bit, just not a shooter. The lack of offense could keep him on the bench, but he's still going to be a valuable big man in the league. More going to score off of strength than skill. But if he does get the ball in the post, he's going to put it in the basket. So Ruben Chinye Lu, returning to Florida. And Florida's going to be dominant next year. Now, 38th ranked prospect, Flory Bidunga, very similar to Ruben Chinye Lu. He's 6'9" instead of 6'11", but 220 pounds from Kansas, averaged 13 and 9, 2.5 blocks per game. Extremely hard worker on offense and defense. His defense is not polished or developed at all. And if I said defense, his offense is not polished or developed at all, but he will work his butt off for position to get an easy bucket or to get the rebound. Great lob threat, great pick and roll player. Those are the areas where he shines on offense because he is not going to shoot the ball unless it's in the paint. Very athletic, not a bulky player, so he can catch lobs all day, can run the floor with anyone, even has a little baby hook shot, so that's positive. Going to have to keep getting more shots and moves returning to college, but occasionally he can maneuver past his man and score on them. But plays will not be ran for him in the NBA. He will be all hustle. And this is Flory Bidunga we're talking about. Works extremely well in the Kansas system. You can tell he knew exactly where to be and what to do. Incredible rebounder and shot blocker. He will help any team in the NBA with his ability to affect the game. If he can get a little bit of a shot, look out. Don't expect it, but it would be great to see. His best asset will definitely be on defense. Moves his feet so well. Can block shots one-on-one or as a help defender. It's extremely hard to score on him. Any team looking for a defensive stopper should definitely consider Flory Bidunga. And if he was 7 foot, he would be much more highly regarded. But he's a special defender. So another player I recently scouted because they have him ranked in the 60s, John Blackwell from Wisconsin. To me, I saw his tape instantly in the 30s. So let's say I had him around 39. I hadn't penciled him in at 39. That's how recent I scouted him. But he was going to be in my 30s more than likely, especially with a few other guys dropping out. But the 6'4" guard from Wisconsin averaged 19 points, 5 boards, 2 assists, 1 steal, 43% from the field, 39% from 3. John Blackwell is a junior from Wisconsin, and the talk is he's going to Duke next year. That's only going to help him as long as he continues playing like he has been. But John is an excellent three-point shooter, fast and physical point guard. He can ball for real. Great size, handles, and leadership. Can create for himself at any time he wants or for his teammates. The shooting makes him very dangerous along with all his other capabilities. Can and will use his body to score to get you off of him. He's just like a veteran NBA guard, knows how to draw contact to get to the line. Very clutch, big-time player you can count on. Very exciting prospect. Can't wait to see where he lands. Teams should be fighting for him. So he's returning to college, going to Duke. I guess they'll be fighting for him next year, but he will be a senior. NBA doesn't like seniors, but get that money. If Duke is offering you NIL, you kind of have to take it. Number 40 on my list, I was very excited to see Adam Atanma from France and what he was going to do if he got a shot in the NBA. He's 6'4", only averaged 7 points, 2 assists, 0.7 steals, 48% from the field, 32% from 3. Adam Atanma, very smooth point guard with great size and potential. Very young. He needs some polish, but he could be really good. He's a dart throw for sure. Shoots the ball pretty well, but has a very slow release that will have to be sped up. He has great handles and good production in limited minutes, which was 16 minutes per game. Only 1 year in his league in France, so he's very young, and I think I would ideally rather him have another year or 2 of development. But if a team wants to mold him, he's a great-looking prospect with a lot of tools that could lead to success. knows how to use his body to create space, can handle the ball under pressure. He dribbles like SGA at times out there, can create for himself, and he makes it look easy at times too. Get him on the right team and system, and you can have something special with Adam Atana. So I was disappointed to see he was withdrawing from the draft. Not clear if he's going back to France or he'll come to a NCAA team. We will see. But Adam Atama, I was excited about his prospects. I had him ranked 40th at the moment. Another prospect, a big name everyone was looking out for, Tyler Tanner, the 6-foot guard from Vanderbilt, 19 years old, averaged 19.5 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, 2.5 steals, 37% from 3. He's 6 foot, but he plays like he's 6'5". Lightning fast guard, electric with the ball, can stop on a dime, herky-jerky hesitation that allows him to completely lose his defender. Very athletic. He's a great vertical jumper, amazing handles, good shooter, really good three-point shooter, actually. His only issue is his height. He's very tiny out there, but he does have a lot of game. 2.5 steals per game is crazy. But that's attributed to his hustle, his speed, and footwork. He's always playing the passing lane and disrupting the flow of his opponents. If he was 3 or 4 inches taller, he could be literally in the top 10. He plays very hard on defense and will guard his man the full length of the court. But he is 6 foot and possibly 5'11". And when you are 6 foot and 5'11", you don't really get an opportunity in the NBA unless you're a lottery pick. If you're drafted in the 30s or 40s or 50s, you're not getting on the court. It's not going to happen. They don't, I mean, it may take years like Kennedy Chandler, but it doesn't happen. So in this class, I had him ranked 43rd at the moment. He possibly was going to be in the 30s with all the people that had withdrawn. I think he probably should have stayed in the draft because a lot of people are going back to college next year. So next year's class is going to be huge. So he could be in the same boat next year. He's not going to get any taller. That's his only negative. He's only going to be a year older. So, and I mean, he averaged almost 20 points per game and shot 37% from 3. That's going to be hard to do better than that as well. So we will see what happens with Tyler Tanner. But he was a big name that everyone was wondering if he was going to return or not. He chose to return to school. My number 45 ranked prospect, Matt Abel, the 6'6" guard from NC State, averaged 9 points, 3 boards, and a steal, 35% from 3, and only 22 minutes per game. Now, Matt Abel is a freshman, all potential, great size, and he's technically not ready for the NBA. I'm reading directly from what I wrote like before he withdrew. Same thing for Tyler Tanner when I said another year or whatever. No, who was that I said that about? Adam Atama, if he had another year or two. Same thing with Matt Abel. This is just in my stats. So I guess they got this same feedback as well. But yes, technically not ready for the NBA is Matt Abel, but could be selected based off of potential and how other guys like him have been doing very well. He drives really nice to the basket, can bring the ball up the court with good vision, hit the open man, good three-point shooter, has a lot of tools, but he should really stay in school. If he was 6'8", I'd be very high on him. 6'6" is great, but not a guarantee it'll work out. The fact that he can shoot is great, but he did have low production. And why did he only play 22 minutes per game on an average team? Those are questions we got to find out. But he has a nice jump step to get where he needs, goes up strong, makes quick decisions with the ball, no wasted time. His youth and size will look good to NBA teams. So that was Matt Abel, and he was at NC State, and they say he is going to UNC next year. So I think that will help his prospects a lot. And he could be in the lottery next year, so we'll see. My 51st ranked player, Malachi Moreno. And I don't know if he would have been 51st. I think I had him lower than that, but we'll say 51 for now. 7-footer from Kentucky, 8 points, 6 boards, 1.5 blocks. Pick and roll big, not really athletic, not a good vertical jumper. It's almost like he can barely dunk or just isn't very aggressive. He can back his man down in the paint, but not much special going on here. No real post moves, pretty slow, very uninspiring prospect. I think he should stay in school and continue to develop. Need him to expand his range so he can hit a 10 to 15 footer, and then he can really improve his stock. As of now, he just looks like a basic college center. So Malachi Moreno making the right decision for sure, going back to school. 52nd ranked player, Billy Richmond, 6'6" guard from Arkansas, 19 years old, averaged 11 and 4 with a steal and a block per game, but only shot 26% from three. Now, Billy Richmond, very athletic wing. He's a lefty, super athletic, very fast to the rack, great dunker, long wingspan. If he could shoot the three, even close to average consistently, he would be highly sought after and very dangerous. He should go back to school, but has an NBA body and some NBA skills. But if he polishes skills with another year in school, he could be a first-round pick next year. He's a good help defender and blocker, active on defense, breaking up plays and getting steals as well, slashes and knifes his way to the paint to get easy buckets. He just needs to improve his shot. So that was Billy Richmond. And you would hear a lot of people talking about him like they had high hopes for him. But in my opinion, like what I saw from day one was he's good, but he's not top 45. So he should go back to school. 53rd ranked player, Amari Allen from Alabama, 6'8", 19 years old, averaged 11 and 7, 3 assists, a steal, almost a block per game, 34% from three. Now, Amari Allen, some people have him in the first round in the top 20. I didn't see that. He has a really nice crossover, especially for a forward. He will find a way to get to the rack no matter what. Good shooter, should stay in school to get better, but his raw skills are good. His shooting and ball handling help him be effective. Great size as well to help him score and hard stop. He can improve when he gets trapped or stuck in the paint. Good cutter. Probably will be in the G League all year, but he can play. Really good rebounder. Really fun in transition. When he gets a full head of steam, look out. He played 28 minutes per game. Should have been more effective to go pro. So he comes back next year. He might can get that draft capital that everyone expected from him. My next prospect, I had him in the 50s. Didn't have an exact spot for him yet, but Milan Momcilovic from Iowa State, one of the biggest names in all of the Twitterverse, the Xverse. They were talking about him, about whether he would come back or not. To me, I don't know why. He's not a first rounder in my opinion. He made the right decision to go back to school. 6'8" from Iowa State, 17 points, 3 boards, a steal per game. People love him because he's probably the best three-point shooter in college, 49% from three on almost 8 attempts per game. That's insane. And the previous 3 years, he shot an average of 38% from three as well. So the shooting is real. He's a shooter. If you need a three-point shooter with good size, he's your man. Not really going to drive to the basket, not really going to make good passes. He's strictly a shooter, the best in the nation. I'm not sure that's enough to get him NBA minutes. We've had players like this before, and you have to be able to do more. He's not athletic. He's not fast. He's just a great shooter. Not a great defender either. He would have to be on a great team that needs shooting and in the game against a team that won't target him. He may return to school, but he is truly a special shooter. So that's what I had on Milan Momcilovic. Made the right decision. And my last player that I have notes on, Mohamed Faye from Senegal. He was ranked very low, but I remembered that name from a previous year. So I was like, let me scout him. 21 years old, 6'10", very low stats, only 5 points, 1 block per game, 16 minutes per game over the average course of 2 years. But Mohamed Faye, huge athlete. They call him Momo Faye. Huge athlete, could be a rebounder, shot blocker, but doesn't have much production. So it's a gamble on his size, build, and athleticism. I highly doubt he's ready to play in the NBA, needs more experience, would need a team to invest in him. He's a lob threat and a monster dunker. He does move his feet well on defense. Played 22 minutes in his second year. He was productive, and he averaged 10 points, 8 boards, 1.5 blocks in that second year. I would love to see him play against American competition. That way we would truly know how ready he is. He's not a shooter at all. That would help, but you just don't develop that when you're an adult already. So who knows for Muhammad Faye, but we know the basics he can do, but can he do more? A couple other names that withdrew that were ranked very low, so hadn't even gotten to scouting them yet, or they withdrew a little early, so it was no need to scout them. But that was Juke Harris withdrew early, Elijah Arenas withdrew early, Jacob Kofi withdrew early. So 2 of them going to USC, Juke Harris going to Tennessee. Deadline withdrawals: Dennis Parker from Kansas, Rowan Brombaugh from SMU, Kobe Garland, Georgia Tech, Finley Bizjack, West Virginia, Anton Bonke, Michigan State, Isaiah Harwell, Gonzaga, Cruz Davis, Texas Tech. So that is the crazy, crazy list of players that withdrew. And, you know, I couldn't really get into my second round rankings until this happened. Because as you see, I lost like 10 players in my rankings to that return to college. So next episode, I will go through 30 through 40, 31 through 35 through 45, and then 46 through 60 of my big board rankings. But yeah, the names that I did scout, just going over one more time, that did withdraw: Andres Stojakovic, Ruben Chinyelu, Flory Bidunga, John Blackwell, Adam Atanma, Tyler Tanner, Matt Abel, Malachi Moreno, Billy Richmond, Amari Allen, Milan Momkilovic, Muhammad Faye, aka Momo Faye. Those were the main names and players that are returning to school, withdrawing from the 2026 NBA draft class. And I'm going to check Twitter/X one more time just to make sure there's no late breaking name that withdrew. We did have one. We have one. Okay, last minute. Tunde Yesufu, who withdrew the first withdrawal a few weeks ago, but then he changed his mind and stayed in the draft. Now he's withdrawing again. Tunde Yesufu from Oregon. Dang, and he was a first rounder for me. He's ranked 24th, 25th for me. So he's my only first rounder that withdrew. And he's going to St. John's to play with Rick Pitino. They must have dropped a bag on him, because there was no need for Tunde Yesufu to return to school. But he did. So I'm glad that I recorded up to it's 12:45 a.m. on the Eastern Coast, on the East Coast, and this just broke as we're recording this show. Tunde Yesufu is returning to college and going to St. John's. Best believe he got a really big NIL package for that, and you know Rick Pitino was involved, so. You don't need to say anything else about that. Let me say a little something about my guy Tunde. Not Oregon, Baylor. 6'5" guard from Baylor. Averaged 18.6 boards per game, 2 steals per game. Really nice shooting guard. Plays like a vet. Knows how to use his body to get where he wants. Good at a lot of things on offense. He's going to find a way to score, mainly in the mid-range or drives to the hoop. He needed to improve his 3-point shot. So that is something he could do and get him higher in the first round. And he would have been ranked higher in this year's class if he shot the 3 more consistently. But definitely worth the selection in the 20s or 30s, 19 years old. But even more important, his defense is what takes him over the top for me. He was a menace on defense, elite hands for steals and blocks, super impressive defender. Moves his feet at an elite level. Very hard to score on him or even get by him. So his floor is being a great defender. His ceiling is being a scoring threat and a shutdown defender as well. So what an episode, ladies and gentlemen. Tunde Yesufu returning to school. And like I told you, people are going to trickle. The news is going to trickle in at the end of the day. You may hear someone else tomorrow. I'm trying to double check one more time, make sure no one else is creeping in. So that looks like it's it for now, unless there's going to be some news. Oh, Shams even reported this one. Shams has not been posting these guys returning to school, but he did this one. And I believe that's because of Rick Pitino specifically. So if there's more news, I'll let you know. But like I said, next episode, going to do second round big board. All right, guys. Follow me, like, subscribe on the All Rookie Podcast at Sports Ethos at William is Bill. I appreciate you guys joining me, watching me. It's great to be back on the All Rookie Podcast. See you soon for the next episode. Like, comment on my X at William is Bill. Until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.